introduction. I am Nicole Potenciano with my group mates, Miss Caturan and Mr. Fernandez, to discuss a system in detail and how it supports users with certain disabilities. Our topics would be includes the introduction, cognitive disability, motor disability, visual disability, and auditory disability. Introduction. In order to design an accessible and inclusive interface, it must be useful for all and essential for people with disabilities. A design must be simple, direct, and must have a quick interaction with the user and an interface with people with disabilities in mind. Also, must mean developing an empathetic and conscious interface that can be used by a diverse group of people with different characteristics and living in different environments. With this, we will be using YouTube as an example. So YouTube, what is YouTube? YouTube is a free video sharing website that makes it easy to watch online videos. It is a video sharing service where users can watch, like, share, comment, and upload their own videos. YouTube is now one of the most popular sites on the web, with visitors watching around 6 billion hours of video every month. YouTube was originally created in the year 2005 as a platform for anyone to post any video content they desired. It was hoped that users could use the site to create, upload, share, and view content without restriction. It has since grown to become one of the foremost video distribution sites in the world. The video service can be accessed on PCs, laptops, tablets, and via mobile phones. Cognitive disability. Cognitive disability, also known as intellectual disability, is when a person lacks the ability to understand directly or has certain limitations in mental functioning or in skills such as communication and social skills. So first, understandable content. Now on YouTube content, it is important for users to understand each word that is shown. Like when we open YouTube on a website, it should be easy to see and read each video content, such as using headings and subheadings for the title, content creator, publish date, and the number of views for structuring information as seen in the picture. This way will help people to easily scan the page and see the essential information of that all content. Second is search query and spelling checker. Users with spelling disabilities and foreign language users will obviously often fail to find what they need as it requires perfect spellings. A first suggestion is for search engines to include a spelling checker. Other ideas from advanced information retrieval like query by example and similarity search can help these users. YouTube has added keywords in their search engine as seen in the picture. So it would be easier for its users to find what they're searching for. This helps the users avoid spelling mistakes and helps them match the user with the content that will best answer their needs. It also has a spelling checker in the comment section. This prevents the users from having errors whilst they're composing their comments. Clear layout and design. Poor layout can be very frustrating. A good design involves a good layout, which results in better user experience. Any web user will get frustrated with bad layout and design. The complex layout also makes finding information difficult and confusing for people with cognitive and learning disabilities who need to clarify and consistency of presentation. The bad design also impacts anyone who isn't good around using computers. But we notice how but we notice in the picture how each video is separated from other videos because of white spaces, showing its individuality. Having spatiality will help users to structure the information and to understand it easier. Therefore, it is important to use a good layout and design when making applications. Notification and feedback. Not getting the response that you are supposed to be getting or expecting will end up wondering if there is some sort of problem. It is the same when using an application without clear notifications and feedback. People get quickly disoriented and confused, especially error messages, which are often complex and confusing. Making application understandable and predictable makes them accessible to people with cognitive and learning disabilities and more usable for everyone. With YouTube, an example of notifications is when we subscribe to a certain channel and click the notification bell where we get notified if a new video comes up, and feedback when example we fail to upload a video.
So for motor disability, many users have difficulty with detailed mouse movements and may also have problems holding down multiple keyboard keys simultaneously. Most of these issues should be taken care of by improved browser design and should not concern content designers, except for the advice not to design image maps that require extremely precise mouse positioning. Then, for client-side image maps will work even for users who cannot use a mouse at all. The browser should be able to move through the links under keyboard control. Next, please. So, for voice recognition offers significant benefits to a wide variety of potential users. Most obviously, it is extremely useful for anyone with physical disability who finds typing difficult or impossible. It can help to reduce the risk of getting a repetitive strain injury or RSI, or to manage any such upper limb disorder more effectively. And then voice recognition programs can also greatly benefit people with dyslexia who would otherwise struggle with spelling and or structuring sentences correctly. More generally, a voice recognition can help to make mobile working easier, as well as offering potential productivity benefits to anyone who might not be very proficient at typing. In fact, most people can talk much faster than they can type accurately. While hands-free computing also offers additional scope for multitasking. And then YouTube adds voice commands to search, navigate, and play. The last big update to YouTube in the web saw autoplay controls move inside the video player. And then YouTube is now gaining voice search for fast lookup and hands-free navigation commands. To the right of the search field is a white gray, so it can be shown in the next slide. And then depending on the theme microphone icon. On initial use, YouTube has to be granted the microphone permission. Afterward, tapping overlays on a box on the top of the screen that says listening and invites user to speak their query. If you're currently playing a video, it will automatically be paused. And then the microphone at the bottom of the screen can be tapped to temporarily disable or restart speech to text. This interface is identical to the voice search experience found on Android and iOS. A transcription of your query is shown before the page jumps to the search results page. YouTube is smart enough to recognize natural language commands. For example, show me videos of cats, or just search videos of cats. It's a great addition for accessibility and as a hands-free and lean back experience. So, next slide, please. So, this is the picture for that example. I mean, slide. So, next, please. So, for the large links, buttons, and controls, trying to hit a small target requires lots of efforts, and unfortunately, many websites try to do this. Having the option to enlarge buttons, links, and controls are very important, especially for people with reduced dexterity or poor motion control. So in YouTube, an example of this is the full screen button at the corner of the video. It's what's shown in the picture screen. So when the video screen is too small for the user, you can maximize the video just by clicking the icon at the bottom corner of the video. And the same when wanting to exit. So yeah, that's it.
No. Visual disability. The most serious accessibility problems given to the current state of web probably relate to blind users and users with visual disability. Since most web pages are highly visual, for example, it is quite common to see combinations of backgrounds and foregrounds, color that makes pages virtually unreadable for color-blind users. Gestures. YouTube is endeavoring to bring some new gestures. It is a mobile to keep it in sync with the way users interact in an app. Earlier this year, YouTube introduced a gesture that allows you to double tap on the left or right side of a video to fast forward or rewind 10 seconds. In the coming months, YouTube wishes to experiment with a feature that lets you jump between videos with a simple swipe of your hand. You just have to swipe left to watch a previous video or swipe right to watch the next one. Color with good contrast. Choosing color with poor contrast make navigating and reading and interacting very hard. A real good design means sufficient contrast between foreground and background colors, which means every aspect of an application that's important needs to be clear, and this is essential for people with low contrast and sensitivity, which is very common to old people. Using a good colors combination website and application can be easier to use in various situations. The YouTube logo uses three colors, white, black, and red, a combination which creates an appealing mix. It is emphasized excellence, optimism, passion, purity, elegance, and perseverance. These are the qualities that help YouTube reach its current heights. Text-to-speech. Text-to-speech system, also known as TTS, were the first developed to aid visually impaired by offering a computer-generated spoken voice that will read text to the user. TTS software in general is considered an assertive technology tool that can be used. Another early application of this technology was to help people who have trouble reading. TTS allows users to see and it hear aloud. Simultaneously, there are many apps available, but typically as text appears on the screen, it is spoken. Some software uses a computer-generated voice, and other use a recorded human voice. Often, the user has a choice of gender accent as well. If you are using a browser, YouTube allows text-to-speech add-ons on their website. This helps people who are visually impaired to navigate YouTube easily. Customizable text. Customization isn't always just a question of preferences. Sometimes it is a necessity. Being able to adjust text is crucial for people with low vision. Properly coded websites and applications allow text to be customizable, like changing size, font, and color without the loss of function and clarity. YouTube has a customizable text feature where it allows its user for customize and the subtitles in front. They are comfortable. It also allows them to change it in any color they like. This customization doesn't affect the function or clarity design of YouTube, which makes it very essential for visually impaired users.
So for auditory disability, people who are deaf or have other auditory disabilities rarely have problems on the web, since sound effects are usually totally gracious. The usability of a site almost always stays the same when the sound is turned off. With the trend toward more multimedia, this is not going to remain the case, though, in particular, transcripts should be made available of spoken audio clips and videos should be made available in versions with subtitles, which will also benefit users who are not native speakers of the language used in the video. So next slide, please. So for that case, YouTube has video captions. With video captions, it would be easy for people with auditory disabilities to understand YouTube video content. Over 100 empirical studies document that captioning a video improves comprehension of, attention to, and memory of the video. Captions are beneficial for persons watching videos in their non-native language, for children and adults learning to read, and for persons who are deaf or hard of hearing. So this is the picture for that case. So that's a wrap. So thank you